Hello YouTube, we're back again, this time with a life skill recommendations and guides on which life skill to pick, okay? There are a total of 6 life skills on the warp server. These are new, definitely never before seen on the main server, okay? There's 6 life skills. They're heavily tied to the economy and how it works, and you definitely need to learn 2 of them, okay? That's the cap, by the way. So, which one should you learn? Let's go through each and every one of them. There's exploration, there's collection, there is cooking, there is a crafting, there is omnium, there is fishing, and there is a beast capture, beast taming. Okay, first things first, collection. Collection is just your basic pressing F all around the map, running around collecting crap. Okay, this includes collecting fruits, lettuce, all the nuts, everything you can press F on the ground for is part of collecting now. And you need to learn this life skill to even press F and grab stuff off the ground. Okay, this skill here, okay, I don't really recommend. Let's see, if I were, hold on, how do we start this actually? Let's just go down in order, whatever. Okay, collecting as a skill is pretty mid, honestly. It's right, you're just going around the map pressing F to get your resources. Basically, let's see what you can actually get from collection. All right, you can check the trading shop and go into the collecting tab. So all of these things are collectible. Okay, all of these resources and mats are collectible. Mainly what's important is the food items. Okay, cook. Okay, the cook life skiller needs to buy food mats from the collector, basically, so they can cook food. And then also important is the rocks. So all the crystal rocks that you can hit on the map, after you hit them, you can press F and then you can get these rocks, right? These rocks are important for the crafting classes. The crafting classes would need to buy these off of you to craft the gear. So that's the main purpose of the collecting class. The collecting class is to get materials to sell to the cook and the crafter. Okay. CN economy after like 2-3 months now. The collecting stuff is usually very cheap. You don't really sell a lot of your things, okay, for a lot of money, and I don't recommend the collector class. Okay, moving on. The cook is one of the better classes out of the 6. Okay, one of the better ones. The cook is recommended. If you are a cook, I guess you also be a collector, and then they pair with each other pretty well. But the cook is important to the meta. The cook as a class is not like, if you are a team player, you play the cook. Okay, you get that life skill. Because the cook, the food that you actually make, they don't sell for a lot. Okay, but very important, the cook can make some very good food for your crew to eat or for your party members to eat. And there's some very, very high attacking foods that you can unlock that do help in terms of, raids and stuff. Okay, and then basically there is a cook pot in Hycros now in this main hub area, and then basically you just cook stuff over here. You unlock them as the level goes through, and then you need to burn some gold to buy stuff from secondary ingredients from NPCs and stuff, and then you cook all these food. And then towards the end there is some like really insane buff food, like fizz attack increased by 926 for 1800 seconds. 900 fizz attack in a world where people almost at end game only have 10k attack. That's like a 10% buff straight up for your whole team. Very important. Unfortunately, you're kind of shafting yourself. You don't really make too much money as a cook because all your food mats, the actual stuff that you end up selling, doesn't sell for too much, and also most people don't bother with food. Okay, only for the end game meta tryhards, you should have one cook in your party. And then, yeah, there we go, Revy. you can combine the cooked food with wine or toothpaste or whatever other buffing food, and then you can combine it as well with the bubble gun buff from Hycros. Okay, so you can stack all the foods. Cooked food and bought food can be stacked together. So for meta tryhards, some guy on your team needs to be a cook. Okay, but not recommended. I don't recommend it for your general players. Okay. Moving on, we talk about these two crafting classes. They're basically the same classes. This is what I picked because I'm lazy. This one you have to run around. Collecting, you have to run around and collect stuff. Cooking, you have to like run around, buy stuff, and then cook it at a cook pot. These two are the easiest skills to learn. Okay, you go in. Crafting is basically using mob dropped mount maintenance parts. Okay, green, blue, and purple tier. Okay, you use these to craft things. All right, to craft these mats, and then these mats in turn, right, especially this green one, can turn into weapon or gear dust. 1 to 4. Okay, you get gear dust, and then this is also how you craft gear. As you can see, there's only 4 different types of gear. So the other crafting class, the Omnium class, crafts the other 4 pieces. So basically what you do is you get blueprints from join op drops or buy it from the auction house, and then you use, you know, your mat. Plus for a crafter, you need the fishing mat and the collecting rock mat. So you use these 2 from the other 2 professions, and then so basically you buy these from the shop or you play as one of them, and then you can craft for gear, and then the gear can then be sold on the auction house for some little bit of profit. So mainly as a crafter or as a Omnium enjoyer, okay, you're crafting gear for sale. Okay, for the Omnium class, instead of elite mob drops, okay, instead of the mount maintenance mats, you instead get these rocks. So these things come from the elemental crystals that you hit, right? But you don't have to actually hit them. This is why this class is great. Okay, this one, those crystals, once you are done with an entire region with auto exploration, your NPCs that you sent out will just give you these crystals for free. And then these low tier crystals, they can be combined up into the purple and blue ones. You can combine them in your inventory. Okay, so unlike the crafting class, for the Omnium class is one of the easiest classes to learn or to do. Basically, this is the easiest, most brain dead, because you just get these for free. You can combine them into whatever blue tier, purple tier, and you're basically set on your basic mats, right? The problem with both of these crafting classes is they don't, none of their mats sell for anything. So all of these sell for 2 DC minimum price. Okay, barely anyone would buy these. Some people still do for the submission task, obviously, but there will be a lot of people on these tasks. These will be the most popular, right? And then both of these can generate dust for gear upgrades. All right, and then these for the Omnium class on the other side, you need a blueprint, one of your own rocks, and then materials from Beast Taming, the leather. These are super expensive, by the way. We'll talk about it later. And then more rocks from the collector. So if I were going to recommend, okay, one of these, if you're lazy, play one of these 2. Okay, very minimal effort, and also this one has cheaper gear to craft. This one uses leather, which costs more, but this one is super easy to get rocks. The other one for purple, these are pretty hard to come by if you're not grinding bosses 24/7. And then moving on, okay, let's go to fishing. Fishing is probably the worst life skill, okay, because the only person that needs your fishing mats, well, I guess these 2 classes, the cook and the crafter, are the ones that need your fishing mats. The fishing class would need your fish scales to craft certain armor. That's about it. And then the cook would sometimes need your fish meat to cook certain dishes. That's all the fisherman gets. 2 classes buying your stuff, and then the fishing scales sell for like 3 DC each while you're doing their while you're sitting at the fishing spot, wasting time fishing. Although there is a fishing bot that you could use, I'm not responsible to get banned. Fishing is just not recommended, right? It takes a long ass time to get fish, and then why, right? Just why? Moving on, beast capture is the most profitable skill in the entire game because it is a pain in the ass, huge pain in the ass to train the skill, because you have to actually go around outside, around the map, right? Unlike the collector, you just press F. A beast tamer, you have to go find specific mobs that you can tame. You gotta give it and feed it food, and then you have a chance to capture it, and then you capture it, and then you have to raise it inside your base. You have to raise it inside your base, and then once you raise it, you then like farm it for meat. It's a whole fucking process, and that is why all of the beast taming mats sell for way more than everybody else. Double to triple the price of like other classes, because not supply and demand economy, right? Less people are beast tamers. So Remy says 60 XP per captured pet, and you need thousands of XP. And then the food costs gold, mira, and dominium, all the different currencies around the map. It's just a huge pain in the ass to train and level up and to maintain your life skills. But if you are a meta tryhard with a shit ton of time on your hand and you want the most profitable skill, you can be a beast tamer. Okay? You will be making a shit ton of money if you do try hard. And that's it to the skills. Let's talk about how you level up a life skill. It's very simple. I don't even know why I'm talking about it. But basically, you just do your life skill tasks, right? For the collector, every time you collect something, you get XP. For example, the Omnium class. We are at 210 XP, right? So I can craft this thing for 30 stamina. Okay, there is a limited stamina system at 3,600 cap, and it would take me 148 hours to reach cap again. But don't get jebaited by this cap thing, right? Every time you do daily bounties, right, you get 3, 4, 5, 6. Every day you get 6 of these stamina items, which auto consumes, and each gives you 60 more stamina. So every day you get 360 from just playing and doing dailies. Okay, so your life skills, this number goes up pretty fast. Okay, make sure you don't overcap basically. So how do you level up? You go to one of your own devices, or you do your task. So for the crafter, you go here, and then for 30 stamina, I can craft one of these, 3 of them, right? I get 30 XP. For 30 stamina, I get 30 XP. For 30 stamina, I get 30 XP. So this is basically, you need to spend 2,500 stamina to reach the next level, 13. And then the level cap is also kind of time gated here, as in, so I'll show the other one. Sometimes you have to do a side quest to break through to the next level. So if I want to advance to 13, it says requirements not met. You must do this side quest, which is basically yapping to an NPC for like 2 seconds. And then basically this is how they time gauge you. I need to be at level 74 character level to even unlock level 13, which makes sense because the gear I craft at level 13 can only be worn at level 74. So basically you have plenty of stamina to overcap both of your life skills and then some. Okay, so you use your excess stamina to make things, sell on the marketplace, and get some additional dark crystal income that way. Okay, and that is the point of life skill. Okay, that is everything about life skills. It's not a fully fleshed out system. It's pretty basic. All you do is just make things, and you sell them directly into the marketplace. Okay. Yeah, right. There's additional perks for fishing and beast tamers, I guess. So if you are a fishing skiller, there is like you still get that exclusive fishing shop, right? And then in the fishing shop, you also get like the fish avatar and all that stuff. right? There's like a competition, whoever gets the biggest fish every week. Well, all that stuff is the same on the normal server. Okay, that's still here. Okay, if you didn't choose these two classes, you'll never be able to get those cosmetics. Okay, but you can. Okay, we should talk about this. Add this somewhere that's relevant, I guess. You can choose to reset. I'm not gonna show it live, obviously, but there is a reset button. If you do reset, your XP is gonna go straight to 0, and you will lose this life skill. And then you can pick any other one, and then you can unlock and keep doing the other life skill. But you lose all your XP. So pick 2 and just stick with it, okay? Don't do it. And then for Beast Capture, Remy sent us some pictures. Beast Capture, the special unique thing that they get for all their troubles is a PvP leaderboard. So there is still the Pokemon battle 3v3 pet versus pet fighting thing, right? It's like auto chess. There is a title and more currency. And then there is unique mount selector boxes specifically for Beast Tamers in the Beast Arena. And there are some like, you know, birds, mushrooms, and dolphins and all that shit. Different colors of them you can have as mounts, okay, to flex to people that you're a Beast Tamer. Yeah, it's easy to level it up again. It's easy for these two classes to level up. Bro, imagine you reset a Beast Tamer's XP and you gotta go around and fucking recapture all of those. Hell no, bro. Don't do it. Pick 2, stick with it. Okay, every class has their own ways of making money, right? These two make gear to make DC, cook food to make DC, sell beast mats to make DC, sell fish skills, sell collected mats. Basically, everybody is relevant because the economy says so, and they force you to buy mats from others to get DC. Okay, the economy somehow works. For example, this week I reset, and I would need to buy cooked fish from the cook to even submit this. Right? How do you get the 2 resources of Beast Tamer food? You have to do like map exploration stuff. Alright, so for Beast Tamers, there's some Dominium shops that will sell you food for the beast. You basically just have to like figure out what the beast wants, which one is profitable, and then catch specifically that one. And then you look for the things that he wants, and then you figure out where to get them. Every beast requires different things. But yeah, that's it to life skills, right? For Inar's beast, you need to actually farm food like squid meat and stuff. Basically, beast taming requires like 10 times the effort of everybody else combined, probably. It's just a shit ton of work. And fishing is 2 to 3x more effort. Cooking is like, these two are like double the effort of crafting. Crafters are just, you don't do shit. Okay, both of your mats come for free, but just playing the game. And then you just click a few UI buttons and you're done. Okay, I mean, crafters just print money. It depends on the economy, but we'll see. Okay, that's it to the life skills guide. It was just a yapping video at the end of the day. Bye, YouTube.